Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Ravindra, and in this video I'm going to talk about why you need to prepare for a hike or a week-long hike whenever you're going for a Himalayan trek or anywhere in the world for that matter. Why it is so beneficial. Well, I've seen people just registering for the Himalayan treks, which is a week-long trek, and it's not going to be easy. It's not like a one-day hike, but then it's going to be a week-long hike. Especially the IT guys out there, because I work in that industry and I've seen so many of them registering for it. The sad thing is that people just watch videos and just blindly register for it without even preparing a little bit. And people come to hike over there, and within the first or second day or the third day, they fall sick or they just feel too tired to go any further. They either stay back in the previous camp or they'll be just dragging the other team members. So in order for you to make your trek a pleasant one and a memorable one, I would highly suggest you guys to be prepared with at least some of the things. Well, I've been to multiple Himalayan treks. I've been to almost 5 Himalayan treks as of this recording, and those are all week-long treks. And I've seen people coming to this place without proper exercise, and all that I've heard is, I do regular exercise, I go for a walk in the morning, but that is enough for you to complete the trek at your own pace. But then honestly, if you want to be with the group, if you want to really enjoy the trek without having any concerns about any kind of pain or tiredness, then I would highly suggest you to go for a brisk walk or at least running. Well, this is from my own experience, where we had to go on a hike in Kashmir Great Lakes on the last day in the forest, where we had bad weather. The trail was all muddy and it was raining, it's highly slippery. This is where your practice will matter a lot. And on the last day of Kashmir Great Lakes trek, we had to cover the distance that we were supposed to cover in 2 days in a single day, which was a bit painful for some of them because they were not used to walking so much. And it was almost 20 to 21 kilometers in a day, and that too up and down the mountains, on a slippery trail, which I managed. But then I saw a few others could also manage it, but then they had a terrible experience, and some of them have even decided not to trek ever. Always a trek or a hike, especially in the Himalayas, it should not be a painful memory. It should be something that you will be sharing with all others, saying, I have done this, I've completed this, this is how I enjoyed. And it should be much more motivating than sharing your disappointing message. And also, if you consider my own trek to Kanomo, which I couldn't complete, and I can surely say that it was because of two things. One was lack of practice, and second thing is because of altitude sickness. Well, altitude sickness is a different story altogether. Anything above 7,000, there are high chances of you getting altitude sickness. If you're in Mumbai or Bangalore or anywhere in the coastal cities, then you will always be in the sea level, and suddenly you get into an altitude of 7,000 and above without getting acclimatized in a proper way. If you start climbing, and that too, again, that there are two things. One is you have gained altitude and you're continuing further without getting acclimatized. That's one thing. And second thing is, and especially for those who sit in one place and do all kind of work from 9 to 5 every day, and then you go for a trek which is like a full day exercise all of a sudden. So these two things will matter. So doing exercise regularly will help you. Not just a brisk walk, but then a jogging will definitely help, because when I went to Kanomo Peak, in addition to the altitude sickness, the first thing that I saw over there was, after reaching the base camp of Kanomo Peak, which was around 16 to 17,000 feet, Kanomo is at 19,600 feet. Well, I could see that only people who were running marathon, or those people who were running regularly, could complete or could reach the summit without any trouble. I've seen a few of them could still manage, but then they really struggled. They could hardly breathe over there. It should not be a painful experience. It should be a good experience. I agree that there is altitude sickness and there is low oxygen level out there at 19,600 feet. But if you can do regular jogging and if you can do some cardio exercise, that will definitely help, especially climbing up the stairs or jogging or running for at least 5 to 10 kilometers a day will definitely help. And the next thing would be to be a minimalist when it comes to packing your bag. When you go for a hike, avoid all those unnecessary gear that you don't need, especially the camera gear if you're carrying it. Carry something super light. Maybe I can make a separate video out of it. So basically, this video is going to focus on the exercise and what will help you. I'm not going to get into how many squats you need to do or how many steps you need to run in a day, that kind of thing. But what really helps is, for those people who run, they could easily climb the summit. But if you are not on a summit climb and if you're on a regular trek, even for a moderate trek, your brisk walk will help. Covering 8,000 to 12,000 steps on a daily basis should not create a problem for you. I've done this, I've experimented this. So every time I register for a hike, which I do at least 2 months in advance, I make sure that for the next 2 months I will be doing at least some of the basic exercise so that I can enjoy the trip. So the one that you just saw are some of the photos from my trekking experience. I hope this information is useful, and make sure that you do some kind of exercise before you go for the next hike. And you might want to check out the card above where I've been speaking about Konomo all this while, and also the playlist that I'm sharing here, because all these are from my Himalayan trekking, and you can easily get an idea of how it was by looking at these videos and photos. So go ahead and leave a comment if you have any questions, because I make sure that every comment is replied with the proper answer. And if there is something that is to be covered extensively, I will make a separate video out of it. And by the way, if this information was useful, go ahead, smash that like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I'll be sharing many more videos of this kind with you guys. Thanks for watching. Cheers.